assault charge, you are sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. For murder, you are sentenced to 30 years imprisonment. For the attempt to defeat or obstruct the cause of justice, you are sentenced to 4 years imprisonment. The effective sentence is therefore 32 years imprisonment.
Durban Magistrate Court was packed to capacity yet again. In the dock stood Thabani Mzolo, accused of murdering 21-year-old Zolile Khumalo, as well as possession of an illegal firearm and ammunition. The state said it intends opposing bail. As Mzolo left the courtroom, he mocked those in the gallery.
It shows us that this dog doesn't have any remorse. By virtue of showing the people of the Republic of South Africa a middle finger, it tells all of us that he's prepared to kill again.
I was completely taken aback that I ended up in an abusive relationship, and I still can't believe that I was in one. But it was a relationship where I dated him for 5 months, and the first bruises I saw was when I got a restraining order. So and then, of course, 3 weeks later, he came and beat me up.
For the longest time after the abuse, I let it define me, and I carried it around with me everywhere I went.
Cheryl Zondi says she was raped by Timothy Omotozo, founder and senior pastor of the Jesus Dominion International Church. It allegedly happened in Durban.
A sea of red t-shirts to symbolize the bloodshed by women at the hands of men.
This is an anti-femicide march to commemorate the memory of Refilwe Letebele, our friend, who was brutally murdered. We just want women to raise up and speak out.
The Letebele family is still struggling to come to terms with the untimely death of their daughter.
It is time that we wake up and we become real men. God created us as heads, and God said we must protect our women and not kill them. Let's not behave like boys who are kicking balls around.
The Violence Against Women in South Africa, a country in crisis report, was released last week by the Center for the Study of Violence and Reconciliation and Oxfam SA. It actually found that 40 to 50% of men disclosed of having perpetrated physical partner violence, and 1 in 5 women older than 18 has experienced physical violence, and also 3 women die at the hands of their intimate partner every day.
Dumelang ra amogela mo go Daily Thetha on SABC 1. Nakalibitso ke nna Nicolette wa ga Mashile, ngwana wa kwa Bushbuckridge Mapulaneng, e atolwa kang ka matsogeni ke Sesi Fortune wa ga Madlala. As le di bonele on the insert, a report by the United Nations says that almost 35% ya basadi ba mo lefatsheng ka moka have reported or have been abused physically, sexually, psychologically, in every single manner possible by a person who's supposed to be the partner, someone supposed to protect them and love them. These are our uncles, our fathers, our brothers, and sometimes young little boys are being shown abuse and all sorts of physical abuse are okay. 1 in 8 women in South Africa gets killed every single day. So question Daily Thetha, do we have a society of broken men in this country? Na as Nicolette, when will I be one of the 8 that gets killed by my partner? That's what we're talking about. Join the conversation. Join our conversation and use the hashtag Daily Thetha or phone 011-339-1315. Kini, when a man stabs his wife 17 times, what does that mean?
I don't even know, because I've never been in that situation. But ngicabanga ukuthi uhlelo lamhlanje ilona ozosiza ekutheni dive deep to abantu besizwe just to find out why are they so broken. Maybe it's some conversation esingayazi eyenzakalayo behind closed doors. That's what we're talking about namhlanje. But as welcome wonke umuntu okhona kwi Daily Thetha namhlanje. Welcome to Daily Thetha bafethu. Ngizoqala ngapha kulolu hlangothi lami nginogogo. Gogo, mntaka gogo ngifuna ukuza kuwena ukuthi iyiphi lento esingayazi abantu besilisa ababhekane nayo esibona sekuphela egcineni sesifunda ngabe emaphepheni sesibona ngabe kumabona kude and even ama hashtag on social media that men are trash. Kwenzakalani kahle kahle?
I think basically it's a mentality, understand? That's a problem. Females think they are more superior than males. I feel that.
Please. Yeah.
And however, it sort of like hurts a young man, you understand? You cannot call me trash. It really hurts. I'm a human being at the end of the day, you understand? So I feel like these are issues that we have to address, and the government has to address the interest of young men in South Africa, men in particular. Let me just put it that way.
But now we often see abantu besilisa, young men like you're saying, besibona kwi-clip as well, omunye kuthiwa wabulala ngesihluku umuntu athandana naye. Kuphi lapho kulidela khona ukuthi ngempela usungaze ukhiphe impilo yomuntu ngenxa yokuthi uphathe kabi o ngendlela mhlawumbe abakuphathe khona kabi, kwenzakalani uphi umnyombo walento?
I think those are things that happen in the back room that we don't see, you understand? And another thing is that people fight in the back room, and we want to sort of like be the judgments of what happened after that. Another thing is that I feel that women, as I said, it's a mentality of superiority, and we sort of like undermine a man, and it makes me angry.
I don't know, maybe I'll find out ngokuhamba kohlelo ukuthi what is it that undermine umuntu wesilisa azabona ukuthi the solution into it ukuthi athathe umphefumulo wakho.
It really is very sad, Kini, because we are told that man and woman are equal. But it seems as if there is somebody else who wants to assert power over another person. Is there ever a good enough reason ya gore monna a ka teya mosadi a ka bolaya mosadi?
Hantle haiyo lebaka baka ke the way back mo ke tswang teng, the way ke khotseng ka teng, the way I was upbringed with together with my younger sister. Honale koko mo hai, and koko ha re hodisa, the discipline is not the same. Ha wena as a girl child kontlong when a mistake, the treatment it becomes a little better, lesanyana compared to mine as a boy child. Ho tlo ba le ntwana ya hore ngwana moshimane tsama ulotswa uloitwanela. Remember koko o re konna kitla kotlong kitla with this thing ya hore mamang o mbethile kontle, then ha ke fitla kontlong koko a ba re o monna tsama uloitwanela. Ke hola le yona the thing ke tlo fitla staging sa hore ke kena in a dating stage, ke kena with the mentality and the concept ya hore I'm a man, I must maintain my ego as a man, then ke tlo nyologa le yona until become a man, a CEO of a certain company. But now because of the way I was upbringed, ito ba ntwana ya hore I must maintain the ego ya hore I'm a man. We cannot look at it now say because more as long as it is an ending.
Okay, well, I mean, the question we need to be asking then, seeing as we know all these excuses and radegwa, or is the way I'm raised, or I come from trauma, it almost feels, Kini, as if we have to sit every single one of each man, how do we break the cycle?
I think into balekile ukuthi before siqale sizasingene kwi conversation kumele siqale sazi ukuthi yini lenza kala, because izizathu khona nje obusho zahlukahlukene, but ubamfeka as well unesinye isizathu afuna ukusichazela sona ukuthi why abantu besilisa bayilendlela abayiyona namhlanje, because egcineni lakho konke hlukumezeka abantu besifazane and hlukumezeka nezingane as well.
Yeah, you know khona into engibiza ukuthi is the psychology of power. Ngamanye amazwi is to understand the difference between amandla negunya. Mangi CEO ne authority emsebenzini. But mangifika la ekhaya I authority yakhona changes. Is the authority of a father and a husband. But makufika ama situations afana nokuthi ngilahlekelwa umsebenzi, ubu CEO buyaphela emsebenzini, I still have to come back home and be a father and a husband. But manje I'm a father and a husband ongasasebenzi, ongasalethi imali endlini, izinto asezeki la ekhaya economically, you know. So it threatens the authority yami. So what I do, then the power, because authority is institutionalized, but power you can use it anywhere.
So do you think that actually we are contributing to as many as a crime is bona weba abantu besilisa feels ukuthi because I don't have umsebenzi ama result nyontsha ukuze ngikwazi provide, because my role is to provide like her. Quick one before break it.
Exactly, that's why it's a psychology, because kunalento ukuthi I have to provide, so I must do it by any means necessary.
Okay. Sabukeli Daily Thetha on SABC1. Give us a call, it's 011-339-1315. Sizuthi umbono wakho uthina about hlela namhlanje. Wanna find out exactly umnyombo wabantu besilisa ukuthi baphukile nje baphulwe yini kanjani, and how can you fix the situation as well?
Yes, that's what we're going to be looking at after the break.
Whatever you wanna imagine, so just let in the passion. Pretend that we're living a lavish, so as far as dreams, you never let your dreams go. We tired of listening to you, we rising from the dirt. Let's make them panic, rising off the youth and know how to function and know what it is and go. Daily Thetha, breaking the barriers.
Daily Thetha, celebrating Youth Month.
Welcome back to Daily Thetha. Namhlanje sibuka about broken men ukuthi yini le abenza bekwesimo abakusona njengamanje, and how can we move forward? How can we not wake up every morning ngama headlines akhuluma about abantu besilisa abalimaza abantu besifazane, abanye babo baze bagcile bedlule emhlabeni as well. Let me come to you, Mtao. I want to find out your point because you had something ukuthi kesinye isikhathi abantu besifazane they provoke men ukuthi babe labantu besilisa abayibona namhlanje. Tell us the story.
Igama nguPromise Mtao. Engakusho abafazi basishaya. Esekushayile uzuhamba epolice station.
Yeah.
Mawufika amapolice akuhleka nje ubala ethi hayi ungazodlala ngathi buyela uyelungisa indaba yakho nomfazi wakho endlini. Mawufika lapha na kuyenza sha noma ngestina noma yini noma umakhelwane.
Yeah.
Ngabe bekubona kimi lokho. Bakuthatha from kimi ukuthi wahamba epolice station amapolice athi hayi kudlala lokho. So bathi mina ngishawa umfazi. Mina ke hayi ngumkhizi impela ngeke ngishawa umfazi, so sebezayenza lokho. So lokho kusitsho ukuthi khona ngalo uhulumende akazama ukuthi elungise ama police station ukuthi umfazi ma yenze into ephuma endleleni akakhuzwe.
Yeah.
Kungaphonga ukuthi hayi amadoda you are wrong, hayi indoda ngayiboshiwe.
So you saying ukuthi nina abantu besilisa uma nizobika usizi lwene emaphoyiseni ayanihleka ngalekwa lokho senibona ukuthi niziphiniselele kubantu besifazane.
Injalo lento.
But awucabangini ukuthi egcineni nakho ungagcina ubulala umuntu nezingane khona lapho ngenxa yokuthukuthela kwakho?
No, iwe ngisho ukuthi into lana kumele ilungiswe ngoye uhulumende o amapolice ngalo ukuthi hayi uma umuntu omfazi ukuthi ushaya indoda noma isigwebo sankhona singekho sikhulu kodwa kube nesigwebo esiba khona.
Okay, Nicolette as well ukuthi uthini Mtao ngohlangothi lakho ucabanga ukuthi ba provoke kulezi zinto abazenza.
I think before we carry on the conversation, let's remember, and I would like to, but with all due respect, let's take this seriously because at the end of the day, we can't have a conversation about abuse and make jokes about it. It's very important. We do have a social media coming in from Pilani Pills Ngobo. Apartheid created this. Over 300 years of brutal colonialism have created the African man who has never controlled their fate. Their fate has always been at the whim of the oppressor. The frustration he encounters because of the current system ends up building up and exploding in the face of their loved ones. Now we're all in apartheid, men and women. Let's speak to Butlolani. Butlolani, tell us a little bit about the story. How?
Na qale ushapa girlfriend yakhe like after qala unonje. Yeah. So there's this extent le ra qabana re tswa jwale, and then like I think le na khathetse le bone ke mshapa ka teng. So it's a robala at decide or ratso ke robetse mo which is ona try on khamane. So na kwa tsoa abalela ntlung. The time abalela ntlung ke mthotse mnyako ka mshapa ka Blanca, which is parents aga di leda intervene. Like they were negli aggressive ka teng aba intervene ne batla lombulanje. Like they were no kwatle ka teng kile ka end up ke no le like mrana wa Dweba. They were ne batla mshapa ka teng je like mbatla mone. Yeah.
So take us through gore umushapa, what is going through your mind? Let's even go back to the first time umushapa. What was going through your mind at that time?
No, like nantwe nelikelelong yaka. Like na ke utsi bona ntato ka yetsa ntwe anwele. So lina like I felt like into right vele like umshapa lina.
So at what point did you realize this is not the right behavior? This is wrong.
Ke realized unamo kimshaplen thing like thola miscarriage mo.
Young one how?
Then ke mo bona inteng gore e wrong utlamle ke stop.
Do you think you'll ever abuse another woman?
No.
Why not?
I've learned my lesson nje kayona nto ya miscarriage and stuff.
So that situation ya miscarriage was enough to correct everything we boneng ge ugola. Was it enough to correct it?
Nakubonile enough nje because next time iklaqetela ke mbolaya nje. Yeah.
Utlokile thuso?
Utlokile thuso.
Baba uthusa ke mang?
Unale counseling mo from Mogdulante nje. Yeah.
And I think Queen, that's what we need to talk a little bit about. Yes, I've got reasons and perhaps maybe they're justified konna. But when do we determine what is right and what is wrong?
When you talk about justified, I'm just asking myself, mhlambi sona siphi isizathu singanikeza the right or maybe to correct yourself and saying because of this I can do it ngambeka nesandla as well. But Joseph, next to me, you have some of the reasons that you think aholela ekutheni nabantu besilisa begcina sebele indlela abayiyona njengamanje.
Yes. Okay, I believe as men we've been given the authority by being a man, you know, and power. This is the family you need to take care of.
Yeah.
So again, it goes back to a pressure as men, because if ubaba, everybody's looking after what do you do?
Yeah.
You understand? So I feel we need to align ourselves with the universe right now, because there are a lot of things as Nzagalai. Women, they've got power now. I mean, you go to parliament, they've got big positions, and kids about social media. So as soon as we understand what umhlaba awusafani nakuqala, you know, so we need to align, we need to adjust ourselves. But please guys, let's not put pressure on ourselves. Yes, you've been given the position, but if you feel good now it's too much for you, you need to step out.
So you think ungabi mhlambe nemsebenzi, because if you look at the level of unemployment in Africa, it's very high. Lokho kwenza ukuthi abantu besilisa babe lento abayona, babe nodlame, bafuna ukulwa, abanye babagcina bebe zigebengu begqekeza, just because there is the pressure for them to provide as men.
Yes, that's true. In fact, statistically, most of our baba bangasebenzi, in fact, they're losing that power as ubaba, you know. We end up not knowing la endlini useso ubaba, noma it's like we guessed, you understand, because of we can't provide. So it's very vital we need to engage nama men's forum. Okay. So yes, we are building that forum as we speak now, Eval, whereby we're trying to engage nabo baba. We've checked the rate abo baba separated. Guma marriages naguma where they cohabitating, but they separated because of such reasons.
Okay.
So it's very important to focus on that.
Angizela kubaba umkhari as well. Mr. Mkhari, when a situation yakho, you grew up without love, and that kukudamage kakhulu. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, it did. When I was about 8 years old, my parents separated, and I'm the only boy child at home. I have two younger sisters.
Yeah.
And when they separated, my father subsequently remarried. So my stepmother was very abusive towards me as the eldest male child in the house. So
what do you mean abusive?
Physically and emotionally. Sometimes I would be denied the opportunity to go to school. I would be forced to clean toilets. I would be forced to cook at a young age. You know.
Let's fast forward to 2018.
I think in a way it built me instead of crushing me. I have never abused a woman in my life. I've also established a mentorship program for boys. I mentor boys from 14 to 21 years of age because I want to groom them in different areas of their lives. I grew up with so much anger like him, but I decided to confront that anger. And
how do you confront your anger?
You need to visit yourself inside and know where you want to go as a man and understand why certain things happen to you. I'm one person who believes that everything that happens in a person's life, there's a purpose, there's a reason. So I had to understand that I was being built, and I'm not the only person who's going through those challenges.
So many people about Kulenja now, they end up damaged, but when now you're saying you change that negative into a positive, was it because of church, people around you?
So in the midst of me being abused by my stepmother, she would also force us to go to church. And she didn't know that by doing so, she was actually getting my relationship with God to be so strong. So I held on to that, and I'm a stubborn believer, and I believe so much in faith. And I ended up...
So you're agreeing, saying, in shaping abantu besilisa ukuthi baba abantu abangconywana, not ukuthi ababest but abangconywana.
In a way, because some of these things are not taught in our families. So a church is also a family system. And that's where you have pastors and you have mentors who groom you. I ended up being a social worker myself. So the profession itself also channeled me to be a better man in all areas of my life. And that's why I started, let me give back to the community and do something for a boy child.
Okay. Here's Nicolette. It's a beautiful story, guys. Whatever negative again by positive and local gumsizile, and we're going to look at indaba yesonto as well. We're going to have a pastor just to find out ukuthi isonto limshape kanjani umuntu wesilisa ukuthi abe umuntu ongconywana emphakathini.
I feel like we're having a lot of and big ups to you, my brother, but really PR answers mona ngare nnete a iba tlotswa a re ntsheng nnete batho ba modimo a re ke ote bo khomoganyetsi o re we talk of men's egos as if it's the most important and sacred thing in the world. That's why we can't call our brothers out for their abusive behavior. Men aren't held accountable even as boys for their actions. Question who is responsible for the man's ego? Ke mmereko wa mang gore ego ya monna re tshwantse re protect re tlhokomele, and if they're saying their egos are the reasons why they abuse, who is supposed to take care of that ego? Please do stay with us after the break.
I feel good. It's very bad for women to be abused. I'm a daughter because, like, as an individual, I mean, I've been through that. So I think because of the things that we go through, Tina, as women, during that abuse, are the things let's change how Tina to be abantu singafuni kuba yibo.
It's very upsetting hobane ha le motho wa mme motho wa ntate a tla ho wena a o rata o lebeletse hore a o tshwara hantle a o hlokomela empa a se ntho tse bontate ba di etsa morao tjena ntho ba e etsang go fela ba bolaye ba hlokometse go ba etsa ntho tse bohloko batho ba bomme e le ntho e batho ba bomme ba sa lebellang ho tswa batho ba bontate.
It's a very bad feeling kobane a re sa tseba hore re tlo balela for mang go bo mang for protection. Re a tshaba nje noma le motho wa monna re hello mo strateng ke bana le fear nje.
Girls have this thing if umfana shy, akangithandi. So in a way, abanye bayajabulela, but like it comes to the extent ukuthi bake bayabulalwa, and angazi ukuthi babashayelani vele angazi. I don't know what goes through their minds.
Sometimes it has to do with how they grew up. It depends on each man. Amanye amadoda could experience abuse from their household, so then bakhule bacabanga ukuthi into right or that affected them negatively, so bese bayaqhubeka bayenza leyo empilweni zabo. So it depends kumuntu nomuntu ukuthi why. Sometimes it's just it's a trend ukuthi no abafazi these days by abuse, or they see that as something mainly to do. So it depends kundoda individually, respectively.
I think all men that abuses their women, or even those who have not started, if you feel good, there's something that is hurting you with relationship, or whoever lady that has hurt you, please seek counseling, because I mean, I'm not the person who hurt you before, so I think good men should go for counseling and stop killing women.
Lorona as parents, like if really the issues as parents, because buying from there, and then ebantshengwe ga setsa godile Sesotho se re thupe o tlolo esa le metsi ke dumela hore ha ba ka hodiswa ka lerato le ka hlompho ke ntho tse ba tlo di etsa ha ba hola hore re hotse tjena re tlameha re tswele pele tjena hobane like ha o sa ba ruti ba le banyane ha ona ntho e tla loka so ba tlameha ho qalwe dikolong ho qalwe dikerekeng le ka malapeng.
Welcome back to Daily Thetha. And are South African men a broken society? Why babulaya? Why bateya? You know, often Musadi Rebamoteya, they ask the question, why did she stay? Now today, I want to challenge the men and ask them, why if Musadi is disrespecting you to a point, why do you stay? That's what we're going to be talking about Mora Daily Thetha.
And also we're taking your calls as well. Let's go to KZN. Vuyo, welcome to Daily Thetha.
Sawubona kutheni njani?
Ngikhona mfowethu singaza kuwena.
Yeah, ngikhona nami. La nginezinto ezothunje bengifuna ukusharisha ngazo mfowethu.
Awugijime nje ngenxa yesikhathi mfowethu.
Yeah. One, angikholelwa mina ukuthi mina njengami nje uvuyo.
Yeah.
ukuthi ngoba mina sengingahlukumezeka kufanele mina ngihlukumeze omunye umuntu kufanele mina ngishake ize ngifike epointini lokubulala umuntu. I think we as men we are hiding behind leyo nto ukuthi thina sihlukumeziwe nathi sizolentuza, and uthola ukuthi every man who ohlukumeza umuntu, yes, wonke ukhipha izathu esifana ukuthi mina ngangahlukumezeka, so ingakho ngenza lento. Akekho umuntu oqhamuka nesizwe, which means sonke siyacasha ngalento. And two, mina futhi ngingahlukumezeka empilweni, and as a result ehlukumezeni kwami angizondi wonke umuntu emhlabeni, ngizonda lo muntu lo owangihlukumeza up until now. Angeke ngilimaze omunye umuntu, angeke ngenze njani, kodwa ngidila nalo muntu lo owenza lento ayenza kumina.
Siyabonga kakhulu Vuyo
mfethu. I think siyacasha ngezathu la kuthina.
Siyathola ipoint lakho mfethu ukuthi abantu abaningi bacasha ngesithupha eyintweni abezenzayo ukuze bekwazi ukuthi bazithethelele. Siyabonga Vuyo. Let me quickly come to Mncube. Mncube, you have a point as well. Umzulu Vuyo utheni thina abantu besilisa abaningi bacasha ukuthi nami ngangahlukumezeka, ingakho ngihlukumezeka, angikhulanga nobaba ingakho nami nginjena. What is your take on that?
Okay, ngibingelele nguJulian Ncube. I feel like I was fortunate enough because I grew up with a father figure in front of me. And I grew up getting a mentorship from even my father and both my father and mother. But now it's also not an excuse that you don't have a father figure and you have to be abusive towards a woman. It's not an excuse because there are forums as fana nasema sontweni. For example, mina nkonze ngizosho from point lami mangisa esontweni then ngizosho kulabo banga esontweni. For example, mina nkonze Cosmos Assemblies of God. And Assemblies of God kunama lontuzo Wednesday service zamadoda, inkonzo zamadoda. So now not everything my dad will teach me ukuthi mfana lento le 1 2 3 khona ezinye izinto mhlawumbe angeke azithinti, but now mangifike esontweni umfundisi yakhona ukuthi azikhuluma, obaba basesontweni bayakhona ukuyikhuluma. And now for people who don't go to church, kukhona community, kukhona obaba abahlonishwayo ema community where they can talk to you. But now the problem now challenge ukuthi sokuba nalento leyo ukuthi ungashaya ingane kamakhelwane manje so ungaboshwa because akusafana nakudala manje. I think we now moving to ikhathi zamanje.
Maybe we get into that solution Mangcube because we want to find out exactly what we are in 2018. We cannot apply methods asebenza ngo 1980 ngabo 1960. Right now sibhekene nenkinga, men are broken. We want to find out exactly what can we do, especially to our pastors, Nicolette.
Yeah, I was speaking to this young gentleman Kini during the break, and he said something very profound. Culture, or sometimes culture it protected the ego. Can you perhaps tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I strongly believe that our culture and our religion plays a big role.
Okay.
If you look at it, you'll find with the culture I believe Umfazi is nothing. Umfazi has to listen to me.
Is there a culture like that?
There are certain cultures.
What culture is that?
Unfortunately, I can't mention.
You can't mention? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because we live. But Nama religions.
You're afraid to mention the culture that says women can is it
I
nothing?
respect other people's cultures and religions too. Konama religion, which you find which they say women. Maybe I'm a Christian. I'll put it like if it's a church, with women are not allowed to preach. Women are not allowed to do 1, 2, or 3 in the church.
Okay, perhaps we've got pastors that are sitting right here with us, and you know, maybe let's get a better understanding because a culture ering masadi asisilo. So perhaps Mike. Ntate manje a robot e gona culture ring masadi asisilo.
Well, ke a thoma go yuko. Go bolela nnete because even go tswa Bibleng re le go bola modimo tlhodile monna le mosadi, and monna le mosadi from the Bible, when it comes to God they are equal. And even when modimo a tlore ke dira mosadi from Adam, right, modimo hare Adam should have dominion over the woman. He did not say that. He urile mosadi ke help meet. So meaning everything so modimo created a balance. Mara now we take it no, I have to have authority over my wife. Then our family structure because at the end of the day balance as we are in our own kingdom. I'm the king, she's my queen. Rebecca Holekan.
When we religion, culture.
I'm saying as a human being,
you don't come to a national television and start talking about things that you cannot back up. So the issue of yaore hunala culture yaore batho culture yaore bomme tshwantse ba shapiwe or bomme ba tshwantse ba nkele ko class. I've never heard of that culture, and maybe we must not even talk about it because the person not link at this discussion back up. So maybe we must not even talk about it because you can't say things that you cannot support. So let's not even talk about it.
I'm sorry, I need to come in on that one because I do have Babum Loila. He was backing him. He said there are actually a religion like that. Okay. Can you come in on that one?
We cannot come here and defend men. Whereas we want a solution. Men are not being the one who are being killed. The solution is that there are cultures. Have you seen this boy, Mababu, you're circumcised? Mababu and Tabeni, the way they treat women, it's like there's something that they told them, women are nothing to them. Even their mothers, own mothers, then their mothers must submit or be submissive to them. Because Babu daughter. That is a cultural supremacy. The only thing that needs to be told, even if it's hidden, they cannot accept that. But they need to change the message that you tell this boy. When they come back, you are still a son to this mother. You are still a brother to your sisters. The only thing about South African men, we like to hide things underneath and pretend as if we are not abusive. South African men are broken and abusive. South African men are killing women. I am standing here and to say I'm a former man that has been abusing women physically. Some did not abuse them physically, they abuse them financially. Some they abuse them verbally. I'm shayanga when but because it's a South African man. Umakushato namhlanje intombazane iswa ku kitchen party, ibida no room party. Why am I totanga chiliqiniso ukuthi now windowed? Because we presume ukuthi amadoda right. Then women must submit to men. Women are not our object. We need to acknowledge that we are a broken nation, and as we are a broken nation, we need to seek help. We are very angry.
Babumlo, a quick one. I want to come to you as well. Oguti, we're having a discussion today. We're talking about broken men, but we're going on the surface. Do you think Tina Matota siyahlulela ukhuluma iqiniso sisodwa without abantu besifazane?
Siyahlulela because noma sisodwa. I'm attending in Men on Track. I'm the member of Men on Track. Yeah. Then one day I felt ukuthi yazini I think lento yami yokushaya abantu besifazane it's going beyond. Noma ngakabulala umuntu wesifazane but ngizogcina ngumbulele ngelilanga.
Bubashayela.
It's supremacy. There's no excuse ukuthi ngimshayelana. Ngi-angry for some reason ezingaziwa umuntu. Ngikhule whatsoever beyenzeka empilweni yami. Then ngiyabashaya. Then I went to anger management. Anger management I felt so embarrassed because I had to say I'm an abuser and acknowledge hi Peggy, hi, how are you and all these things. I am abusing women. Then I accepted that and seek help. Then men, some even in the churches, they are hiding behind the Bible. The very same pastors, they are hitting their women. The very same men of God, they are very abusive. South African men are broken. South African men are angry and we are trying to bring technicalities here. We need to accept the majority of us.
Okay. So well, if you think now we're corner something on it to be at so simple, give us a call or the hashtag is Ideliteta.
Yes, please do find us after the break.
Welcome back to Daily Thetha. Silvalu hlelo sebreaking bekishisa kakhulu. Pastor Mloyi keeper umlilo at abantu besilisa isikhathi esiningi you'll find them ukuthi abakwazi ukukhuluma about ama issues ababhekene nawo. But Ulanga next to me uthi no. Actually, abantu besilisa bayakhuluma about these things. Tell us the story ukuthi bakhuluma kuphi and bathini.
Okay, Ulanga uthi Hlatshwayo from Lead Mesa Lead You Movement ikhuluma suit. Amadoda akhuluma, and what we've come to, we need to accept. We would see the question that's being posed at us. It's a difficult question to answer.
What's so difficult about it?
Because at most we find we would see we're asking people who have not really been in that situation. right? So we come from a point where we assume men do this because of 1, 2, 3, and 4 reasons. However, there's men that have actually killed. We deal with men that are in conflict with the law, offenders and ex-offenders. And people that have actually done it are coming out to say, this is why I killed, this is why I abused a woman.
What are those reasons? Because you're telling us, we are talking here, but we're not saying actually the exact reasons.
So part of the reasons that they cite, we would see, one, they would speak about anger, they would speak about self-hate, right, and also being cowards. There's men that have agreed to see, I was so intimidated by this woman, I didn't know what to do with her, but just to hit her and limas it and flat out, and eventually that's how I regain my power. And normally it's easy to have a solution to a situation that you have never been in it, realistically. So now when we go, as we were actually talking, we actually suggested we actually need to have a dialogue between men and women that have actually killed, men that have abused, because those are people who have clear and truthful reasons as to why they've done it. Because Tina, we come from a point of assumption. I've never beaten a woman up, and if you're going to ask me why, I'm actually going to answer in a way that would tell you this is why I won't do it.
I have a problem. We need to get to people who have done it, but because now we're looking for a solution, and must we wait for more to be killed so that we can come up with a solution, or we must actually try by all means to find a solution right now?
No, right now what we're doing is, for instance, in the SA movement, together with the Rich Learning Mentorship Program, we're starting with boys, right? We are mentoring them. We are taking men in society that are willing to teach these young men not to do these things, and we are taking guys, for instance, we're taking ex-offenders to engage with these young boys to say, I'm a man that has killed a woman, and I'm saying to you, don't do it because of these reasons. So we are killing it from the root cause, and then so that's the aim.
Because of this card, let's start a caller as well, Nicolette.
Yes, we're going to take Anonymous. Wako Tembisa. Dumela Anonymous.
Hello, Mama.
Le rona le Mama?
No.
Re kgopela bua le rona, Mama.
Okay, I'm in that situation right now. Even last week, he hit me, and my tooth is not working now.
Mama. Re kgopela gore o nkgotsetse le marking maikutlo a hao. Ke batla gore re kgone go utlwa, and the whole of South Africa gore ba kgone go utlwa, so that your voice can be heard, Mama.
Ke ka mogara situation e le go nna. A ke kgone go bolela le motho.
Ba go etsang, Mama?
Wa mpetsa. No, she me said di banka waiting go nna.
Wa kgona go botsa gore wa ya go beta? Ore why?
Before I was married, then my dad was gone. Then I had to demand all things for my child. She complaining for that.
Okay, Anonymous, ke kgopela o bue le Ntate William. He's a clinical psychologist, and perhaps a ka kgona go thusa just a little bit. Ntate William.
Now, for how long has this going on?
Microphone, please.
Isikhathi singakanani mai lento ichubeka?
It's for 2 years now.
For 2 years now. Iyenzakala mhlambe ngaphambi abantwana bakhona o unayi support mhlambe onayo ma?
Una support ikikere. Akufuna ukuthi kayo. Kodwa kine kodwa ndibende kampani ngeke sama. Kipita everything is okay.
Okay. Ma ngicela ukubuza ukuthi uke wazama mhlawumbe ukuthi uhlangane nama social workers o uzame mhlawumbe uye ku community center la ongathola khona umuntu ongakusiza? Awukazi uye ma. Ngizocela ma ukuthi please try ukuthi if ungakhona mhlawumbe kuya community center ungazama ukuthi mhlawumbe uye enkonzweni. I think kuzoba khona umuntu ongakusiza lapho. O mhlawumbe mangabe khona i-social worker eyaziwayo endaweni uzama ukuthi uye khona. I think kuzoba ngcono lapho, and mangabe ukuthi ichubeka ngendlela echubeka ngayo lento, ngiyacela ma ukuthi uzama ukuthi uthole i-protection order or i-restraining order emaphoyiseni. Nawo azokwazi ukuthi mhlawumbe akureferele to i-social worker or at least i-psychologist engakwazi ukuthi ikusize ma ungahlali uwedwa lapha endlini lento ikudle uwedwa. Siyezwana ma?
I ke kgone ho tsamaya.
Wa o sa kgone ho tsamaya ausi wa ka?
Umfethile mama.
Okay, ma ngizocela ukuthi makuphela le show ngizoshiya ama numbers wami kuma producers. Ngicela ukuthi ufonele kulo number leyo ukuthi sikwazi ukukhuluma kabanzi ngokwenzakalayo ukuthi ukwazi ukuthola usizo.
Okay, but you can have a problem now. I can electricity. I can do a TV.
Oh, what we'll do is as the show re tlanka di number tsa hao ne, and then we'll try and get you in contact le thuso e ka o itlhokang. Ra leboga ausi wa ka. I mean, that's the reality of South Africa right now. Ntate Tshepo, you wanted to say something, and re gopole gore Ntate Tshepo, you are the uncle, yeah, the young lady Alinkarabo Mokoena, a tlhokofetseng also at the hands of a man. You wanted to respond to Ntate Moloi?
Yeah, Ntate Moloi, I must congratulate you, Hore. You are coming out that you have once abused. I've never abused a woman. And maybe, again, it is a very wrong statement to go on national television and say all men are broken. Some of us are not. And the question was raised that what is it that we do? You know, 2 years ago, I started a program called the Boys to Men Career Path and Mentoring. I take young boys from grade 9, 10, and 11. I bring them to Gauteng, and I mentor those boys. And this program is so huge because these are the boys raised without father figures. So the most important thing that I want to ask you is, I can see that you are emotional. I can see that you're angry.
No, he's not.
And it's good.
He's saying you can
okay, he's not.
Believe me, trust me.
Yeah, but maybe we must touch the nerve. And my question to you is, you haven't touched the nerve. If you have abused and you are angry, what exactly made you angry? Something has made you angry. So we need to know what made you angry so that we can address the problem.
You have only just under a minute to answer that question.
I repeat, it doesn't really help me to come here and try to justify what made me happy. We'll all come with excuses. My father this, my mother this, and everything. The government this is to take responsibility of the act that has gone through. So to come and say I'm angry, I'm no longer angry. If you know me, we'll speak realities. Right now, this is a right example of this woman who's crying, who's been abused. Have you asked yourself a question? Why do we have more women in our churches than men? Because they are victims of the very same men who are not in the church. You go to Jewish men in the church more than women. You go to Muslim men in the church more than women. You go to the Arabs men in the church more than women. What is happening? South Africans. Thank you for saying not generalizing. I'm not generalizing. Generalization is associated with stupidity. But I'm saying to you, 99% of South African men, even if you have not touched, you have not seen, but we are broken in some level. Whatever is happening, even our politicians are beating their wives, are beating women, the leadership. So the whole country needs to go back and say, we are an angry women. Right now, we are angry men. Right now, what is happening in South Africa, it's an emotional revolution. After this, it will be psychological and physical. So tactical is
sakhuluma ngayo indaba yamatbeslisa. Maybe wena ekhaya unawe unokuyitshentsha ngoba umkwena ukuthi no, maybe I'm not broken. Maybe tell us that as well. Give us a call, siza ukuthi umbona wakho uthini, osithole enkundleni zokuxhumana. Sambe nise break siyabona.
Welcome back to Daily Thetha. And bla bla le banna le kholo mo ga Daily Thetha re nyako tsheba gore na abuse yo ya bona go blaya mo ga bona go tswa kae? Is it because South African men are broken? And perhaps maybe Kini, we need to challenge a little bit more. We need to ask the right questions now in this segment to finish off the conversation. Go nyako tsheba gore na how do we move forward? Because the problem is that we now need to move forward, and in our moving forward re kwelesa sore no walla. Ralla. She's not the only person who's crying.
You know, on that one, I have something because Usia next to me, we were talking, Wangchela something good. Not only men are broken, because Abantu Besli Sabaning, they are raised by these women. The society itself is broken. I don't know.
Yeah, so my submission to the conversation would be quickly that, you know, when you talk about a man, you need to know what a man is before our broken, you know, as a whole, in contrast to being broken. So what I'm saying is that the society itself, it is not men that are broken, but the society. Because I'll ask you a question now: who raises the killer? Who raises the abuser? You'll find out that some of them were raised by single mothers, some of them were raised by both parents, but still they're abusers. You know, and it is as though these days that everyone knows what it means to be a real man, except for the man himself. You go to church, they tell you that you're not a real man until you marry. A white wedding, charismatic churches. Tradition tells you that you are not a man until you go spend 5 weeks in the bush. You come back and the media tells you if you don't have six-pack, dark and tall, you are not a man. Feminism tells you that you are trash. You know, everyone else, intimate partners, potential partner tells you that because you are not working, you don't have a right to have an erection. So there's all these expectations that goes around with being a man. But the real issue here, it is the society that is broken. It is not only men. Men are broken, yes, but they only represent and they're a reflection of a broken and a harmed and harmful society. And the society is made up of men, women, and all other sexualities that we have. So until we deal with that, we can come here and debate and say everything that we are going to say. But I'm telling you now, there is a boy that is denied to see his father by the mother because there are issues between them. What are you going to say to that boy when they grow up? You're going to say, no, they're coming with an excuse. It's not an excuse.
There's a girl child that's also being denied the same opportunity, but she doesn't beat
That's
up.
why I'm saying to you, we must not be emotional when we talk about this. We must be rational and be open-minded. It is the society.
Can I come in there, Sia?
The society.
Can I just quickly come in there, Sia?
You see.
Sia, help me come in there.
Okay.
It's very difficult for a man to tell a woman who's being beaten up day in, day out, not to be emotional. This is an emotional issue. You see, you can ask us to be as rational as possible, but when a man is lifting his hand and hits you, it becomes emotional.
That is why this conversation will never go anywhere, because we are dealing with symptoms. We are not dealing with the root cause of the problem.
But it creates an emotional issue.
So
how are we expecting people to deal with it?
I don't know if I should continue.
I think because of time. Yes. So, Nicolette, can you quickly go to a social media and check it?
Duve Lawrence, a culture in most communities is that men must ask other men for advice. And if most men are broken, you can only imagine what kind of advice becomes doctrinal amongst the men. Eventually, society standards are defined by these unchecked conversations men have. That Ntabo, our robot.
Look, Nicolette, I think we are dealing with a situation where we miss the understanding behind the issue of abuse and everything. I really in this case. Okay. We are dealing in our identity as men. We are dealing with men and males, right? And now, I don't think a man has the ability in himself to abuse or to kill somebody. But the male can do that because the male gravitate on power. That is why when you see how males behave nowadays, he goes from one woman to another just because of power. There is something that he needs to medicate in him. He wants to get money so he can buy all the cars, so that he can attract something that actually validates his identity. That's why when he gets involved with a woman and then she takes the money, or else he gives her the money, then when she takes it, it feels like you've taken a part of me, therefore I'm going to abuse you on that.
Because of time, it's been a pleasure.